You know, it's almost like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. So welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. In this video, we are going to be doing chit-chat about the Beelink GT Ultra. This is, by the way, the Intel edition. I understand they also have AMD Ryzen versions. However, when you're looking at the GT Ultra, this comes with a 13th generation i9 processor. And I was really intrigued to see what we can do. However, when it comes to playing some games with the onboard GPU and how can we having some rendering process going on. 32GB memory and 1TB of internal storage, and we have the option to upgrade it with an external GPU. Nevertheless, I reviewed a lot of Beelink products throughout the years and I can tell you that I'm always quite satisfied with the overall quality. Only this i9 is slightly different when you're looking at the other ones they have released. So later on I will show you what I exactly mean. In here we're finding the manual, the GT Ultra manual, explaining some little bit about the product itself. So let's see what we're getting in here. So explanation of the connectors and of course the extension port when it comes to adding a GPU. Next up we're having everything you're going to be needing, and what you can actually see, and that is one of the biggest differences, there is no external adapter. Nope, because the power supply is built inside of the machine. One of the things I find always very convenient, that they're going to be giving you pictures, stickers, whatever to explain how the device works. So my first impression is quite positive. This thing is quite heavy, but also when it comes to the size, this thing looks like a really quality product. And I think that is one of the appealing things of Beelink. I've been reviewing those GTR series with the AMD Ryzen on the inside, and all of them I was very pleased with basically what I'm seeing in the outside, but also on the inside. Next up, we're going to be having a very interesting comparison. I love the clean look. At the front we're having an on-off switch, we're having everything going to be needing for connecting a controller, even an SD card. So I think this machine is not built for gaming in my opinion, it's more for office work. We can of course play some games with it if you want to, but we're going to be testing that out, what we're getting with the onboard GPU. So we do have a nice amount of USB ports at the back, but in my opinion you can never have enough of them, but you're going to be plugging in the cable of the power straight into the Beelink mini PC. Going into the BIOS, here we can find all kinds of information regarding what you're getting when it comes to the specifications, but later on we're going to be doing a little bit of a CPU Z and then wicked nerdy time. However, when it comes to the clocking speed and everything, there is a lot we can change out, including thermal configuration and everything else. So what I'm going to be doing in this video, I'm just going to leave it as it is. I don't want to do a little bit of an overclocking, I just want to keep it basic as it is, how it comes out of the factory. Boost performance mode has been activated, standard, so we're not going to be changing it out, and it will be interesting to see what we can do when it comes to the settings. We're going to be pushing it to the limit, but first, as you can see in the BIOS, there is absolutely a crazy amount of stuff that we can change out. We can even mess with the thermal functions if you want to. So if you want to say like certain moments that the machine should be like clocked back to a certain, let's say, clock speed when the temperature is reading a certain amount. However, there is a lot of stuff we can do, but I'm not going to be touching any of these things. I'm just going to leave it as it is already mentioned before. So let's get into Windows. But how about playing games? Because we're only having an onboard GPU. In the past I've been checking out all kinds of i9s from different brands with a built-in NVIDIA card. They were absolutely great and you could play almost all kinds of games when it comes to indie games. But with a built-in GPU, the Iris is not super bad, but it's also not like a super powerhouse that we have seen with different chips like AMD. Resulting that we can play all kinds of basic indie games, the stuff that I personally love to play. Even the more demanding are running quite good on here. And getting into my old school Mortal Kombat 9 days, I am surprised how good it actually works. So for AAA games from back in the day, for a couple of years ago, you can just play them without any problem. Pushing it into the limit with some killer instincts, man, this is such a cool fighting game. You can see the GPU is like hitting instantly 98% of its capabilities. And that is one of the downsides of having an onboard chip like this. Emulation is an interesting story where we're starting off with some Sega Dreamcast on 4K rendering resolution and runs without no problem whatsoever.
Sub-Zero wins.
But I just wanted to do some more testing with PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable and push it to the limit. And in particular when it comes to playing some games that are really demanding. For example, the game Black over here with PlayStation 2, 4K rendering resolution, you can see that it pushes the GPU to its limit. And you do have a little bit of a dip here and there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brazil. You're welcome to Garibaldi.
See my house in here! Mines.
You'll make this one fresh.
But in the end, if you're going to be doing testing with different kind of games, you can just see depending what kind of game. Sometimes we do have great performance, but some games really struggle on the 4K rendering resolution due to the onboard GPU.